Okay, I think we're already live, or, well, maybe not live. I just started the stream 5 minutes early so that I could say some things, and then when meditation time, we're gonna do it formally. I'm not gonna say anything anymore. I'm still getting dropped frames, even though there's nothing going on, so that's interesting. But at least the sound should be better. There should be no feedback. These live things are just me figuring it out, and then I hope once every so often I get it right, and those end up in the podcast. I think. I don't know if that's how you do things. It's how I'm going to try it. Right. So I'm gonna get ready for the. It's gonna be an alarm going off that it's time for meditation. I don't know if you guys can hear it in a moment, but it's gonna be a bit irritating probably. Sorry about that. Next time I'll know to have my alarm clock here so I can turn off the alarm. But I need to have an alarm clock that I can hear throughout the whole house, because I tend to forget things. And if I don't meditate, that gets worse. So the meditation clock is like the loudest. If you don't know why I'm saying all this, I've had a stroke and I'm coping with whatever that left behind, and meditation is one of the ways I use to cope with that. If I meditate 20 minutes every hour, then the 40 minutes are pretty good usually. I'm not having a good day today, so today is not true, but usually. And if I just disappear, then I'm not having a good day, or I don't know, I'll be back or not. But the idea is to give you just a nice background, to nice sounds. That's it. And I'm just gonna be here, not gonna say anything. Well, we're almost there, but I don't hear anything yet, so maybe my clock here is a bit early. So I'm sitting down on a chair today, because then if I say something, the microphone picks it up. And let's just see if everything can come together. That's the alarm. So there we go. Okay, I'll give you the short version because I didn't plan to do that. Thing is to notice your breath going in, going out. You don't have to do anything with your breath, just notice that you're breathing. Relax your body. Be as comfortable as you can and just enjoy. recommend listening with headphones because of the feedback. I'm now listening with headphones and the bass is just amazing. Also, there's a nice stereo effect, and they say that this binaural thing helps stimulate your brain, so of course I put it in. If you're wondering about the graphics, I don't know what it's going to do either. It is not random. It is a multilinear, chaotic, strange attractor, which is something I was working on before my stroke. I found the code and got it working somehow. I don't understand it anymore, but I find it very pretty to look at. So, I hope you do too. Another thing that I forgot to say, but I find myself doing it automatically now, is that if you breathe in with a smile. And you let the smile fill you up and take away any tension with a sigh on breathing out. Very simple. Right, and in sitting, as long as we're saying anything, I try to put as much distance as I can between my tailbone and the top of my head, which makes me sit straight. It's very easy to remember. But there's no need to sit in any posture, it's just practical. Around 10 minutes, usually there's something really urgent popping into my head that I have to do. Because it's always about 10 minutes in, I know it's not real. And if I just sit, then the urgency fades. So maybe you recognize that. It's good to have a timer so that you can recognize your own patterns and rhythms of slowing down. Scratchy itchy. That sound shows me that it's time to do this, and I did it in the wrong order. That's the end of our meditation. Usually I sign off now, but I think I'll stick around a little bit, because I feel like I owe you the rest of the story that I started a couple of days ago, and sound got out a few times, and I don't know where we are in the story anymore. But I had a stroke, which meant that I couldn't do anything anymore and just had my breath. And that turned out to be enough, which was a discovery. And in the days after, I recovered more or less. I could speak, walk, do that type of thing again. But this breath being enough never left me. And has helped me to heal, because I take time out every hour to just be with my breath. And the doctors are not even sure anymore if I had a stroke. If they didn't have the MRIs, they wouldn't believe it, because in a year I have regained just about all my functions again. I still have trouble with zippers, I still have trouble remembering. There's a lot of things I have trouble with, but I'm programming again, so that should tell you something. I can walk, I can talk, I can do pretty much everything. So it's, looking at it like that, it's a success story, but that's silly, because it's not a success. It's just something that happened. Part of the story is that I started painting, and I actually sold some paintings right now. I'm going to show some paintings at some point. And well, I started a podcast and somehow people are coming. So, wow. So this showed me that no matter how bad life gets, there's always new opportunities. And the worst thing that could happen to me, at least at that point, was dying, and that turned out not to be that hard, because I was really gone. I couldn't move I had no, there was nothing. It was just breath. And like I said, that was enough. I can't explain it to people. I tried it a lot of times. But it's like, when you don't care what is behind you, that you don't see that. Well, all my senses just shut down. My body shut down. And it was like that black, well, it's not really black. Nothing is behind my head. It just came in front of my head, and it was fine. And sorry, I spent 20 minutes in that, and after that I spent 27 days without being able to distinguish between myself and the environment. And somehow I cooked, I walked around, I did shopping of a sort. I survived, which is remarkable without that sense. So that tells me that this ego thing, I don't like the word ego, but the sense of self, the sense of separateness, isn't really necessary. It's just a handy tool. So I was doing a little bit of Hinduism, and they're all about destroying the ego. I don't know about that. Ego is a pretty handy thing to have. It's just not something to believe in or take very seriously, because it's obviously an illusion. To me, obviously. I mean, you can disagree with me, that's okay. Yeah, well, I think that is the story. There's some help coming now. I was, because of a lot of things went wrong in how things are organized, I had to survive on my own for 14 months. And right now, officials have awoken, and people are actually starting to try to take care of me. So next week I'm getting a whole what do you call that? It's an intake. That's the one, with a psychologist and a neurologist and lots of ologists, and they're going to tell me that I'm completely impossible, which is what I've heard the last 14 months. That what happened to me is completely impossible. Well, good to know. And that basically then means that they don't have any knowledge about what to do next, and then I probably go home again. I don't know, but that's my experience up to now. I hope, of course, that they are actually able to tell me something that I can use. and it will make my life a little bit easier. Okay, well, that's pretty much the story as it is continuing to develop. I'm not gonna share much of my story because it's not about story. I want to tell you about a few things that I've learned on how to survive these 14 months. And I'm gonna try and put those in guided meditations, I guess. I'm just figuring this all out. So thank you for joining me. I really like sitting together in silence. And I actually have some people that join me, which I never really expected, but it's very, very nice. And yes, well, I'll be here every hour. Sometimes I will put it online, and I hope you'll join. Thank you for being here now, and this is me signing off.